you about yesterday morning. A Birmingham high school football coach killed in a deadly shooting. This morning, the man charged in that killing, waking up behind bars. Parker High School shared this post of Demetrius Beverly. The school says he was an assistant football coach. He was also a former football and baseball player with the Thundering Herd. The school went on to say that Coach Beverly, quote, gave his all to the Thundering Herd on the field and in our community. He was a mentor, a husband, a father, and friend whose impact will live on through the countless lives he touched. DeCorleon Robinson is charged with Beverly's murder. Beverly was found dead at Lakeshore Ridge Apartments Wednesday night. Police say Robinson was arrested in the complex's parking lot. He is now in the Jefferson County Jail being held without bond.
Straight up. What would you do if you caught your wife in bed with somebody that you looked at as a father figure? A 23-year-old man named DeCorleon Robinson that worked hard to keep a roof over him and his wife head out there in Alabama came home from work early to surprise his wife. But when he got to the goddamn house, he was the only one that got surprised. Because when he walked in that room, he found his wife's legs up in the goddamn air to the ceiling fan. And on top of her was his high school football coach, a 39-year-old married father by the name of Demetrius Beverly. The same high school coach that coached him and his girl when they attended the high school. DeCorleon pulled out that AK and shot the coach down to the ground. On the spot, he died in some coochie. Now the coach family said he was put in a bad situation by the girl. And not a man. That goddamn 23-year-old man, DeCorleon, is in jail with no bond, facing first-degree murder charges. The coach is deceased, but that wife, that girl, that Jezebel, walked away unharmed. So both men in this situation are gone, but the unloyal woman is somewhere on another coach mushroom tip. This is a sad situation, because they say this young man just used to go to work and come home to his old lady. He wasn't outside. He ain't had no prior criminal history, but he just got caught up with the wrong scallywag. Now I want to advise you young men out there, man, to never hurt, harm, or danger any other man that you catch with an unloyal woman that you married to, dating, or just seeing. It don't matter how fine she is, because if a man could take your woman, he doing you a favor, because that's not yours. And I also want to advise you women out here that's watching this video.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22.
Super feminine, and they're going to be ready to go at a moment's notice, if you know what I mean. She's the type, it's going to be smooth in the kingdom. It's going to be smooth in the kingdom. Type of chick, if you deal with her, she's hard to control. So your hand might get loose on her. You know, then you wind up, you can't deal with a woman like that. She tries to dominate a man. She has too much masculine energy. She tries to dominate. She thinks she can beat a man. And then when they get there, if they get their asses whipped, the cops come and, I don't know why he did that to me. You go right back into being feminine. That's why when the kingdom comes and we get you women, we put you in harems, you're going to be feminine, because we're going to make you feminine. We're going to have people teach you how to be feminine. Because especially you black ass women, you chaos, what I call them, chaos, the fuck did I call them, chaos goblins.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great male son. Shalom to the mighty Akim, Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity. This is Brother Kawakab Gumiyashu with no lesson. And today's lesson is going to be on, these wicked women, because, I was watching this video. I was like, why is this dude showing this thing? I was like, what does this have to do with a woman? Because the first 3 minutes, not 3 minutes, the first 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes, 2 minutes or whatever, I'm over here watching like, okay, so what does this, like, what's the thing? Like, what's the story? What's the twist? Like, a dude just got killed, or how did he get killed? Why did that Jake kill him and whatnot? And over here just think, I'm just over here not caring. And then when this Jake says what actually happened, or the actual reason why the dude was killed, I was in shock. I did not expect that. And if you heard, if you actually listened and heard what the dude said, he said that was the same coach that the Robinson dude and his wife, his now wife, were both going to high school with. They were that coach was teaching her as well, so he knew her prior, because they went to high school. He was their teacher in high school, so he was. It's like, it makes you think, just like, how long was that all going on to be betrayed like that by not only your wife, okay, but also someone that you had potentially looked up to as a father figure, as the Jake had said. All right, it's like, this dude, and especially Slocky, that's the thing why I hate about the news. They always paint these people out to be, oh my god, they were such a great person, they were such an inspiration to the community, they cared about people X, Y, and Z. But then it's like, what did they do to actually deserve it? And that's another thing. Slocky, let me get that before I continue on. Proverbs 12 verse 21. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Okay, so if that guy was actually just, the Lord wouldn't have made something happen to him. All right, that was how. That's the truth of. That's the fact of the matter, is that oftentimes, not Slocky, not oftentimes, all the time, when the Lord allows something evil to happen. All the time when the Lord allows something evil to happen, it's simply because that person did something to deserve it. If not recently, but a long time ago. Especially, like, there are so many different people that I remember hearing this one story of this Jake that got arrested and sent to jail for a rape that he did not do. He literally wasn't even there, but he was still arrested for it. He didn't do it, and someone else had done it. And this Edomite woman, she had made a book, wrote a book on the lie that she said, and then the dude got the dude that she accused, the Jake that she accused. He got, I think, lawyers or something like that, or some sort of investigator or whatever. And the investigator saw there's inconsistencies in her story, because the book doesn't correspond with the actual statements that she made. It doesn't make any sense. And apparently, the book it's not what's the word? It's not fictitious. It's not like, it wasn't made up or something like that. According to what I remember, all right, or I remember what that they were saying, all right. So now you have this freaking Eve, that's not Eve, Slakia, this Edomite demon that's making money off of a lie she told to imprison a Jake that literally did nothing. Okay, but again, I at the same time, I want to say that even though the Jake and Slacky, that's just more so on the topic of this video, which is the wickedness of women. Okay, I think that's one. Yahawadah does I remember to entitle it that, or that's gonna look, or this is gonna seem pretty stupid. But basically, the Jake definitely. It's like, even though he didn't actually do the rape, maybe he did something else. Maybe he's doing something else. Maybe there was something else that led to it, and you can't with full conscience always be able to tell, like, okay, yeah, all these people are innocent, or this, that, and third, especially through Esau's standards and through Esau's justice system, because more times than not, even with the Edomite, with Esau's justice system, the people that get incarcerated, they never, if you are an Edomite, you rarely get the full punishment you're supposed to get, or you get a smack on the wrist, or you get exempted. If you're a Jake, you get full 50 years to life, this, that, and third, whatever. Okay, like your life is just basically ruined if you're a Jake. Okay, so regardless of if you are fair or not, but the fact of the matter is that, this is women, all right, women in general, not just Eve, but women in general that are using and abusing. That goes to show their wickedness. All right, let's actually get that. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 28, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. All right, so basically, one man, hold on, let me see. Let me read the context. Verse 27, behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man out of 1,000, hold on. verse 29, Slakia. Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. So basically, out of one out of every 1,000 men, you will find an upright man, but on the second half of it, but a woman among all those have I not found. So basically, it is a lot harder or non-existent to find an actual righteous woman. It's virtually, I'll say virtually impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, okay? Because there are definitely some women that, basically, what's a word? Break the mold, or I guess, what's a term? Subvert expectations, and are actually like either very loyal, they're actually very, what's the word? Moral. Yeah, that's the word, moral. All right. And they actually have some sort of understanding, especially when they have discipline, okay, which is a fairly uncommon, fairly common thing to find a woman that does not have discipline, okay, simply because parents in this day and age, all right, or in this time, they don't teach discipline to their daughters, okay. Girls that were taught, I guess 20 years ago when they were kids, is they didn't have any discipline. So that's why you have all these women doing OnlyFans and stuff like that, becoming some sort of like sex worker in some shape or form of it, especially because the thing is that obviously they had porn and all, porn actresses and what's those other things, prostitution, even though that's illegal, but that doesn't stop them, all right, and any other stuff, all right, where you have these women that are going to go through these avenues because, oh yeah, I need money, this, that, and the third. And now compared to 20 years ago, it is a lot easier because, oh, we have OnlyFans, oh, we have I don't know, whatever bullshit they have. What's the other thing? Cornhub, I don't know, whatever. But you have all these different things, different ways for them to just monetize literally being naked and stuff like that. And as a result of that, they're gonna just, take advantage of that without thinking about the moral consequences of it, in the sense of like, okay, you are literally selling your body, you're disgracing yourself, and you're humiliating your future husband if you are even able to find a husband when you're done with all that stuff. All right. On top of that, let me actually get this. On top of that, you're ruining your father. You're disgracing your father as well. All right. Now, also, I want to get this because this is actually the video that the Elder Prophet Tahar was actually referencing. Where I'll actually let the video play.
They are preaching a false doctrine. These are false Hebrew Israelites. They believe that salvation is only for blacks. I rebuke y'all in the name of Jesus. Y'all are rooted in pride. Y'all are rooted in racism. You are too afraid to debate me because I have the true gospel. All they can do is yell and scream because they know that the gospel will reveal
All right, Slocky, yeah, I'm not going to let the whole video play, but you see the irony in it where she's literally saying all that they can do is yell and scream when she is literally trying to yell and scream over them instead of just leaving them alone. All right, which is what the scriptures say. I already did a video on this. I'm not going to bring that out again. It's in Acts 5, I think verse 28. I could be wrong about that. Since I said it, let me actually just check if I'm right. I've been trying to memorize more. Let's see if I got it. And I was wrong. Is it Acts 7:28? Five and 38. Shit. Ah, man. Just one. I was one number off. Anyway. So yeah, basically, yeah, and that was what Elder Prostatar was talking about, where you have these women that are always so combative and antagonistic, and it's like they know that they are taking advantage of the of society systems that are set in place to help them or let them do whatever they want, rather than actually have some sort of sense of morality in terms of like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to call the cops on my husband, I'm not going to call the cops on someone, because that's just fucking I mean, obviously if there are certain instances when, you know, you should call the cops on people, of course, but in the sense of like, I shouldn't have to say that, but of course I have to, because there's gonna be some dumbass that's gonna take that out of context and, you know, try to run with it. But anyway, regardless, let me just stay on point. The main thing is that you're not supposed to call the cops on your husband when your husband is saying, hey, you need to listen, you need to shut up, you need to stop doing X, Y, and Z, and you know you're angry with him and you want to punish him. So your way of punishing him is calling the cops and lying to the cops and telling the cops, he hit me, or he did this, or he did that, or whatever. Like, oh my God, look at my face. And in actuality, you just probably hit yourself in the face and stuff like that. I've seen literal videos of women literally hitting themselves before the cops get there, and the dude is literally recording her hitting herself. All right, and getting ready to lie on whatever dude. And the funny thing is, that's not even just Eve. That's Eve, Esau, all these different things. Okay, and also, so I recently heard of a South Korean dude complaining and saying how his wife was his wife called the cops on him, saying that he was beating her and he was doing all this stuff, and the dude, he literally, obviously he didn't do it, there was no bruises and stuff like that. I think what he said was he stopped her, he grabbed her arm and was stopping her. He didn't actually hit her, and that was what the police report actually said. All right, but of course it doesn't matter, because these women say, oh, I need to punish this dude, I need to do this, I need to do that. All right, and as Elder Apostle Tahar had said, you know, in the kingdom, all right, all that shit is not going to fly. All right, the Lord is going to basically handle all that rebellion, all that masculine energy from women, which it should not be a thing. That should absolutely not be a thing, where you have these women who are acting so antagonistic and stuff. It's like there's always going to be some sort of fight. There's always going to be some sort of fight happening where when that just should not be the case. Okay, there's the man who's supposed to be in charge and the woman who's supposed to follow along. But of course, you know, this is let me get this, because I actually like this precept a lot. I'm gonna find any excuse to bring it out. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7, I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay, you have the reverse. Things are in reverse, where the men, not the men, the princes, the people, the people that are supposed to be exalted, all right, are at the top. The people that are supposed to be exalted, the princes, are at the bottom, and the servants are at the top, which is actually in what's it called? That's actually supposed to be Esau and Edom. Okay, Esau is at the top, ruining things, fucking up the natural order, and then also on top of that, his own people complain about how fucked up things are. Esau knows that, a woman's supposed to be demure, she's supposed to be not smoking, she's supposed to not do this, that, and the third, X, Y, and Z, she's supposed to be submissive. You have Edomites speaking this shit, but at the same time, it was also other Edomites that was the one that made them like that. They're the ones that push out that feminism. Actually, let me see that, because I'm pretty sure I remember hearing that. Okay, this is why I don't like Slakia. about this, but I do want to say that I hate these AI overviews because it is anytime the AI speaks, it is always like bias. All right, it's always like bias in the sense of like, okay, let's defend Esau, number one. Let's defend alphabetism. Let's defend women. Let's defend all the wickedness in the world rather than observing things in an objective standpoint. And that's the funny thing, because technology is not supposed to be emotional or pathos. It's supposed to be based off logos, which is logic, but it's not based off logic. All right, because and that's the thing. That's the funny thing is, I bet with how many people are using fucking AI now, that if they actually made AI like go through logic, then a lot of these Edomites, or not Edomites, a lot of these Babylonians would just start hating AI simply because there's no logic behind it. Slacky, but that's a tangent. Let me just get back on topic. Anyway, while men have contributed to feminist thought and activism, feminism is not an ideology started by men. So basically, I think the best way for me to put is that it's like the serpent, Slacky. It's like the serpent. The serpent whispered in a particular woman's ear. The woman then took that and ran with it. Okay, so a woman. I think it was more so a bit of like, the woman was talking about, oh, I want to go and vote as well, but what came with being able to vote, needing to go to war. If you wanted to vote, you had to go to war in order to earn the right to vote. That's why women's votes did not matter back then, because they weren't going out to war, and it was the man as the head of the household at the time. Okay, I don't remember what year, but 19 something, early 1900. It's before 1950. I think women got the right to vote in 1954 in America. I think that's it, but whatever. But yeah, early on that was basically the thing where it was tied to that stuff, and women were basically putting themselves in danger, which I actually did a video on that a long ass time ago, years ago, I think, where there was a bunch of women that were saying, I do not want to fucking go to college. I don't want to go start a job. I don't want to do this, that, and third. Like, why isn't that I can't just stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom and just fucking make sandwiches and just shut the fuck up and stay at home and do all this stuff like that and whatever. And then also you have, all right, hold on, give me 1 second. Fuck.
Infrastructure underdeveloped, there's no investment, so let's rather take care of ourselves. But in the meantime, Cameroonians have to come together and have to put figures, and this is not limited to Cameroon. Africa has to come together and stop embarrassing themselves.
Alright, Slakia. Basically, okay, whatever. Let me just move on because I forgot what I was gonna say because I dropped something. As I was saying, oh yeah, it's basically, feminism is like that thing that was started by the serpent being Esau Edom, whispered that in the ear of women, and led to this feminism thing, which not even Edomites are suffering from feminism as well. All right, they're not liking it. They don't like it either. All right. Anyway, continuing on, let's get back into these precepts. Sirach chapter 25 verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And that's the thing where comparatively, women will do some of the most. Oh, there was actually a statistic that said that children are more likely to be in harm's way with women compared to men. Like if you only have one woman with children, Okay, like so let me specify. If you only have one woman with her with her children specifically, or a man or one man with his children, more specifying that, because I'm not going to say, you know, like predators don't exist and stuff like that. Well, I don't even know about that statistic on that actually. If you get like 100 random men and on the street and you force them with the children, I don't know if they ever did that type of statistic where the children are more likely, the children that are not their kids are more likely to be safe with the random man compared to random woman, because that's also an interesting thing to learn, because oftentimes men are very afraid to be around other people's kids, or obviously they're fine with being with their own kids because you know, oh, this is my kid, I want to take care of them, X, Y, and Z. They have that protective nature about them. But you know, I'm curious, like maybe it's the not necessarily illusion, but maybe just that that thing of children in the care of a random man is, you know, it's still dangerous. And also on top of that, you also have to think about the race of the man in question, because you know, there is a statistic that says that a child is more safe. A lost child is more safe with an Edomite, an Israelite man, or more specifically a so-called black man. That's what the statistics said. All right, compared to being alone with a random Edomite man, right? So yeah, that was basically a thing, because that was a viral video that went. Let me actually get it. White mom teaches kid to look for black man if lost. Yeah, here. Where the frick is the video? And I just did not mean to do that. She's not even white.
Well, historically, some of the black people in those countries were slaves. Their grandfathers were slaves. So remember that in Africa, slavery was not just about.
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
That you're lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd find my home.
Okay. What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black.
Slakia, I just hate this freaking player.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
That you're lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd find my home.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically like, well, number one, there were some people that had made a comment saying that you're not supposed to teach him that, which I'm not gonna lie, I see the other side of it. On one side, hold on, what the fuck did the thing say? I didn't even read it. Because 77% of child predators are not black. Okay, now next, I want to say, what was I saying?
You get lost.
I didn't even click it. My hand was away from the stuff. As I was saying, the two sides of it is, the first one is, okay, yeah, cool. That's great that you think that Jake is the safest place to be with your kids. If in the event that you lose your child, sure, that's good. That's proper survival knowledge to teach your kids. That's good. Again, yeah, sure. But at the same time, like, you have to understand that you are putting those Jakes in trouble, which I don't know if she cares about it or not. She's just only worried about her kid, or she's exploiting her position in society and whatnot. Let me take this freaking kid off. She's exploiting her position in the society where it's like, okay, well, you know, it doesn't matter if it's dangerous to them or not. I want to just keep my kids safe and stuff like that. And the flip side of it, the other side of it is of, don't do that. Don't tell your kid to look for a so-called black man, is the fact that you are putting us in danger. So you have this random lost kid, all right? You have this random lost kid, and then as soon as you find the kid, or the Jake brings the kid back, then okay, well, this man is the guy who freaking kidnapped my kid and stuff like that, and then you just freaking lie on the dude, even though he helped bring the kid back. Which again, like I heard, you always see see that shit in movies and stuff like that. I've never heard or seen an event of it. Something like that happened, but oftentimes, like, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Okay, so you can't just say that never happens. I will say that it's definitely something to explore. It's something to be explored, but in terms of just the general threats, I definitely would think twice. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I'm not saying I would do it, but I'm saying I would think twice. All right, I would definitely think twice. Or if anything, I would if I was forced in that type of situation, I definitely have morals, but at the same time, I'm trying to watch my ass. So if anything, I would if I see a police officer, go give that kid to the police officer, even though I know that the police officer probably isn't the best place to be. Or if anything, I would give the kid to security guard, and maybe stay with the security guard if I had time and whatnot. Like that, these are the different types of stuff. But anyway, Slakia, these are the morals of the thing. Okay, because on top of that, there are even women that act as like middlemen. All right, because there are women that will lead other women or other kids into situations like that. There was even Slakia, there is just so much to talk about. There was recently this one news article that I saw, or video, whatever, where a woman had kids with her husband or something like that, or cousin, I don't remember, and it was a group of people, men, women, and stuff like that. I think 3 sets of couples. They had kids, and then they would pass the kids around to the men. So the women would have the kids, and then the men would abuse the kids that they had. That's how this is how wicked. Yes, the men are wicked, sure, but the women are also wicked because they're over here just staying compliant to the stuff that's happening, if not giving them an avenue to do this type of stuff. All right, this is some real stuff that genuinely actually happens. Okay, next, Sirach chapter 25 verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather broad. And that's the thing, when you give women too much liberty or give the women too much freedom, then they're just going to hold on. Let me see. Is that the next verse? Hold on. Ecclesiastes 7 and 16. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 16. Be not righteous overmuch, neither make thyself overwise. Why shouldst thou? That's not it. Slakia, but whatever. You get the point. Basically, if you give a woman too much liberty, too much freedom to do whatever she wants, then, and Slakia, that's the thing with women and freedom right now, because of all the freedom that they have, they think, okay, well, I'm gonna go try this guy out, or I'm gonna go try this guy out, or that guy out, and this guy is jumping on to the next dude, and then as a result of that, she goes and just destroys her marriage as a result of it. All right. Oh, she's in a happy marriage or whatever of 10, 15 years, 20 years, whatever. And then, okay, well, one guy just comes over here because she's always going out by herself, X, Y, and Z, going to party and stuff like that. And then, okay, well, one mistake, quote unquote, which I hate that fucking mistake thing, because it's already hard enough. It is hard enough for a man, even a man to get with a whore, all right? Because the stuff about women is that they just, for most of the time, I'll say most of the time, they never just give it up freely. Even if you like go on the street and you like attempt to say, hey, you want to go, I think someone literally did a video where it says, hey, do you want to have sex and whatnot, and they asked like a bunch, like 100 women or something like that, and then like barely any of them, I think only one or something said just said yes, because the rule of it was, Saki, the rule of it was that he had to just ask flat out, do you want to have sex? He was not allowed to introduce himself or talk to them for a bit. He just had to ask 100 times, do you want to have sex? And just to see if they were going to be willing to do it. And again, I don't remember the percentage of it, but very clearly it was like very small. Whereas compared to the girl side of it, they did one man and they did one woman, and then the girl said, hey, you want to have sex? And most of the guys she spoke to, I don't remember the percentage, but a lot of the guys that she said, yeah, sure, fine, let's go. And then it's like, I mean, obviously they were skeptical, but for the most part, it's just like, oh well, free sex, let me just go do it and stuff like that. And the guys were okay with it, but the women were not okay with it. All right, so that's the duality of it, where even still, like with how promiscuous these women are, they still are going to like pretend and say, oh no, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do that and stuff like that. But yet, that is, it's still I don't know, the temptation, I guess is a word, of all that shit is still going to lead the woman to doing some sort of wickedness, especially when they are with someone. Anyway, continuing on, let me go next. Sirach chapter 26 verse 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. And that's the thing, where a wicked woman is given, the Lord basically plays matchmaker, where the women, the woman, Slakia, whenever a man gets a woman that's wicked, it's because that dude was wicked. And that is kind of in tandem
with an unloyal woman that you married to, dating or just seeing.
Slakia, in tandem with what this dude got. He basically got a wicked woman because he was wicked. I don't know what he was doing, of course, again, but the dude did say that he was in some sort of a bad situation. He didn't know. And Saka, that's again, as I said before, they never really go too deep into this whenever they try to explain the stuff. There was always an agenda. There's always a bias to it. So they never say, okay, because the Jake had said,
catch with an unloyal woman that you married to, dating or just seeing. It don't matter how fine she is, because if a man could take your woman, he doing you a woman is somewhere on another coach, mushroom tip. This a sad situation, because they say this young man just used to go to work and come home to his old lady. He wasn't outside. He ain't had no prior criminal.
I'm gonna slow it down so you can actually hear it, Slakia, because I always like putting this on.
No history, but he just got caught up with the wrong scallywag. Now I want to advise you.
So yeah, he basically got caught up. I'm pretty sure that meant the woman. Okay, he putting himself in a bad situation, and who knows how far that extended to in influencing his decisions. Okay, letting someone whisper in your ear and tell you, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, you should go do this or whatever. Slakia. And when you try to be honest, but you allow yourself to fall into certain bad habits. All right. So yeah. Now, finally, Proverbs 30 verse 20, such is the way of an adulterous woman, she eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. And again, just to end it off, if you've seen a lot of these what's it called, red pill podcasts, you'll see how whenever women will say that they cheated, but then they will justify that, oh yeah, well I didn't do anything wrong, or I didn't cheat, I just slept with another man because I thought that that my boyfriend was cheating on me. So I didn't actually cheat because I just thought that he was gonna that he was gonna cheat, or he was already cheating. All right, so it's already like a manipulation and stuff like that. So Slakia, this video been going so long, unexpected by the way, but apparently the Spirit got on me to say so much. So yeah. With that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, MANASSEH, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, above all, and Shalom.